Well, we're in IF Studios, our home base here in Gothenburg. This is the main hall of IF Studios. This is where Daniel is sitting right now. Actually not working at all. He's chatting away on his iPhone. It's been pretty intense.
This is probably the longest recording session we've ever done.
It's been a long journey. We're finally getting towards the end.
Yeah, it's been a long and tough process.
Så jag känner mig glad, känner mig jävligt nöjd för tillfället.
Overall, it's been a good experience. It's been hard work, day and night, basically.
We're taking things very easy. Recorded the album twice, demoing the stuff and listening to it, rearranging some stuff and then doing it again. We've been very thorough this time, so the drums has been taking a long time.
It looks a bit chaotic, maybe, but it's actually we know what we're doing. This is the first time we record drums here. We hope we can catch a more tighter sound, get more clarity from each and every drum.
Vi var ute hos Per som är kontaktperson för Daniel och hämtade trummor, testade trumskinn, cymbaler, tillfälle att bara testa allt och det känns ju fantastiskt att kunna göra det. Och vi fick fram skitbra grejer som vi kunde ta med oss tillbaka till studion och testa ytterligare då.
So we needed to find a new cymbal that was kind of mellow-ish, so to speak. And we also tried out different snares and we found one, Tama Starphonic with a steel shell, which we basically used on all songs in different pitches. It sounds amazing. And I also tried out the new Tama double pedal, which is called Speed Cobra, which was totally new to me and I fell for it directly, so I used that as well during the recording.
Roberto Lager is probably the best producer I've ever worked with because he's very open-minded.
He's a great guy. I mean, he has a lot of patience because sometimes you're stuck in a song, but he never loses his temper and he's always good in motivating you.
This time around we decided from the start that he should do everything, and he's very meticulous is the word, I think. He can do things 5 times just to make sure it's right.
Here's the main console. It's an SSL for you nerds, and we have a lot of great equipment that we try out: equalizers, compressors, preamps, and everything. Björn is sitting here right now, recording with precision. So this is what we're doing: working with little Pro Tools, recording riffs. Moving everything around, trying to get the best out of the song, and then when that is done, we're gonna record demos for real and get a feeling with actual instruments, because right now it's just MIDI drums and Björn's half-assed guitar. That's the first hit.
Det är så här man gör kaffe, ungdomar. Det är det enda egentligen man måste lära sig i studion, för det finns pluggar som fixar allting. Det fixar sången, det fixar gitarrerna. Trummorna kan du trycka in på knappar. Men kaffe måste du kunna. Det är det viktigaste.
This is, I guess, the first time I haven't heard a single note when I entered the studio for the demoing.
Björn had a bunch of riffs and I hadn't heard anything.
Björn wrote the whole album this time, music-wise, and he sat in his basement for a few weeks, months maybe.
When I came up here to the studio for the pre-production, I started working. I brought my home studio up here, so we had different stations. I could work on the music and the other guys could start working on demos and everything. So a lot of things got actually written during the pre-production stage, early stages of that.
First it was weird being here without him. He's a really good friend and you know, I've never worked without him before in Flames. So it was weird.
Strange in a way not having him around. I mean, he's been with us for so long.
At the same time it tightened us as a unit, you know, we're 4 people left and we look out for each other more than before.
No, we've been that team for so many years. When you think about it, it is strange, but at the same time it's been a transition over the years.
We have been without Jesper for a while now, touring. So in that sense, being without Jesper is not a new feeling, but it's the first time without him in the studio. But of course we miss him.
When Jesper left, it was different. I wanted the other guys' input way more than I ever did before, because we are going to do this together. We wanted to approach the songs from another point of view. For example, we focused way more on the vocals this time. The vocals had a lot of time.
Jag har hållit på med låtarna sångmässigt i 4 veckor. Men det sköna är att vi alla är här samtidigt, så är det någonting man vill ändra på eller få någon idé så är det bara, kan låten ta en helt annan riktning liksom.
I think this is the 5th album we're doing together. We hardly ever fight over something. We just try it as we come up with something that we both are pleased with. And he brings a lot of ideas to the table, and I don't really want to work with anyone else when it comes to the vocals, because I know him so good and he knows me so good, so it's like a perfect match.
Igen.
Boogie på andra banan.
Säger du?
Ja, yes.
Hej alla goda människor från Stålund, Göteborg, från Hisingen och Kattedala.
Men det där, nu ska det nog funka, har jag hört några gånger.
Ja, så är det. Gäller upp. Det är perfekta vägen till det perfekta ljudet.
Ja, just det. Det finns inga genvägar. Today we're getting a total makeover. We're actually tattooing a bit, or I'm not, he is. Marcus. I've focused way more on my actual guitar playing than I've done in the past. I've practiced more. I've played more guitar than I ever did. So hopefully that will show a little bit.
I feel they are tighter, more synchronized than they ever been. It's easier for him to see the overall picture, have all the melodies and everything in his head.
Certain things felt easier to play than they usually are. It's going to be a bitch as soon as we start touring because I play above my skill level as always. But it takes a couple of shows and then you get into it. And things like that, we've been really working with Roberto. It's been, as I said, he's very, very picky and very meticulous. It needs to be the right way or we don't do it. So there's a lot of takes for certain things, and the approach has been very different. We had so much more time also.
So what's the initial setup? Amps.
The EVH, the Van Halen amp, and also the Mesa Rectifier.
Att EVH just nu känns mycket sträng, dratt ner på disten och så. Och så Rectifier mer för, egentligen för midden tycker jag, den har lite gött i botten.
Live, I play with the EBS Fafner, and I love it. I think it creates such a great sound. But in the studio, we always went back to an old Ampeg that I bought when I was like 19. It doesn't really matter what I have. We always go back to it. This time we tried the Fafner, the Fafner 2. We tried another EBS rig. We tried a Marshall rig even, and we went back to the Ampeg. And then we had 2 different distortions. We had the Ashdown distortion mixed with an MXR.
Anders is doing some, Daniel just did. And I'm not sure if Peter's going to do anything right now. But yeah. A really good friend of mine, Marcus, he's a tattoo artist and he came up here because I asked him to. I thought it was a good opportunity for him to do a little bit of work on all of us. He's already done a lot of work on me, and Anders was interested, so he's done some work on him, and Daniel has done some as well. And he was up here, and I actually tattooed my whole back pretty much here, and that was kind of crazy.
This is actually the hardest part of getting tattoos on the back. You can't really drink the beer.
Det är första låten på plattan, då vill man gärna göra någonting som det hugger tag i liksom sådär. Men det som jag kommer fram till, det är In Flames standard 1A-mallen liksom. Det är sjukt. Det är de här stoppen, breaken och så...
Versen tänker du nu?
Ja, versen precis. Refrängen kommer nog inte vara några större problem. Det kommer väl ha hittat massa roliga grejer.
When you heard the songs for the first time, you were pretty much, yeah, that works, that works, and then you kind of, this part here is not that great, then obviously there can be some arguments about the songs, you know.
Vi har bråkat, alltså, man bråkar ju alla band, det gör man ju. Och det underlättar ju inte att man håller på med två saker samtidigt i skarpt läge då, i helt olika rum. Det gör det ju inte, samtidigt som det underlättar tidsmässigt då. Man behöver inte vänta på varandra. Men nej, alltså det har varit på det stora hela har det funkat skitbra.
It's really hard to kill your darlings. I mean, if Björn have a riff that he loves and I can't do anything good on top of it, you know, then there has to be a discussion.
I think the biggest arguments about arrangements were actually within the band, I'd say. In the end, Roberto is the guy with the most experience. Also, the reason why we have Roberto is because we want his vision.
Men det är klart man gräver sig ner i sina egna idéer och sen så kanske den där idén inte visar sig vara den där idén som de andra i det andra rummet hade. Och så ska de mötas. Och ibland så har det inte funkat och då har vi fått göra om helt enkelt.
The arguments, they will be there, and that's part of the strength. It sucks when it happens, arguments about arrangements, but in the end, you know you have to come together in some sort of understanding.
Fan vad det är jobbigt att sitta fast på en refräng. Jag har suttit med de här 2 av låtarna i evigheter. Skitsvårt att komma på. Alla andra låtar känns så jävla bra, så är det 2 som vi sitter fast på. Som förhoppningsvis börjar släppa nu. Ja, så fast en liten senare. Hör, du gjorde en skitbra grej innan som vi måste göra.
I always think about the recording, what I should do tomorrow, what should have been done, what we should do in a week or so. I think about all elements, not just my vocals and everything. I want to be here in the middle of things.
I'm extremely involved. Even if I'm not playing, I'm interested. Speaking for myself, I had a lot of sleepless nights, or rather been here until 2 in the morning.
Ja, det är alltid svårt att stänga av. Man har en Pro Tools-skärm framför ögonen hela natten, har man. Ofta. Vilket är skitjobbigt, för man behöver ju verkligen stänga av. Men jag menar, det är ju inte värre än att man får ligga och somna till dumburken. Det brukar funka ganska bra.
So lack of sleep is one thing. Sleep deprivation is not a good thing, but it's part of my everyday during a recording. And that's just the way it is. And as soon as you leave the studio, you have melodies, you have drum fills, you have Pro Tools, wave files passing your eyes. Everything just bounces around in your head. It's extremely hard to relax. Låt som jag sågade lite. Ja, men där kör. Spela in detta. Varför slutar den?
Ja, det slutar på det.
Därför att jag har spelat alla stämmorna så jag kan alltid kolla aldrig i noterna.
Alltså det är bara 2 stämmor som ligger över alla liksom.
For this particular song, I wrote a really calm, really mellow part on the guitar. Then when we started listening to that on the demo stage already, ideas came up, oh, we should have maybe a cello or something like that. And then why not have a whole, orchestra doing it? That's a bit too much. Well, something in between perhaps.
Då fick jag ringa en polare som heter Johannes Berger då, som är skitbra cellist. Och han hade 4 stycken kompisar som kunde ställa upp på kort varsel och det visade sig vara a match made in heaven.
They came in here and he had the whole arrangement written for this song.
It was amazing. I mean, it's a different arrangement from what you usually hear in a metal song.
I didn't want to have any symphonic feeling to it. At the same time, I didn't want it to be just one cello. So this in-between kind of thing it really worked out really well. Very interesting arrangement.
It came out really good. It was recorded during Christmas and I was away so I wasn't here for the process. I just saw some pictures and some videos of it, and but it sounds really good. It's like a movie music.
And I always wanted to have something like that, but not do it, the typical heavy metal way. They did a phenomenal job, I would say.
The chorus is great, but the solo, it's supposed to be, I think, the best thing in the song. This time around I wanted to make sure that these actually brought the song forward. Also, I had time to write the solos before. I didn't just make a rhythm part and I'll record a solo there later on. Every single chord is thought through to make it work together with the lead that I've written for it. I think it's a guitar-based, guitar-driven album, and the leads should reflect that.
Örjan is always doing good work. This is the first time he was with us on the demo and pre-production stage.
I mean, he started day one. We just got all the demos into his little workstation.
And that was really good because then we could get a sense of, wow, this could be an intro for the song, and then I can skip that, or we can use that later on in the song. And it was a very good thing to have him around. And a lot of things that he did, he said, oh, this is going to change later on. Yeah, but don't change the essence of it, because that actually helped to define the song. Pretty cool stuff he's making. I like it. Being in the mix right now feels kind of awesome actually, because it's been a long journey. We started this in, let's say, second week of October, and now we're in mid-January already, so it's It's been a long journey, longest so far for us.
Right now we're like 2 weeks into the mixing, and we have approximately 2 weeks left. I mean, we're not in a hurry or anything. We are done when we're done.
It feels very comfortable. Plus also the music sounds so good, I think. It's fresh and everybody's playing better than ever. So it's really, even though we never felt that we have anything to prove, I think that we will prove that we're still here, you know, we're better than ever.
Visionen var ju att göra någonting där man kände att det skulle låta stort och dyrt, men det ska det ju alltid göra. Det var den beställningen jag fick. Och det känns som att just nu så gör det faktiskt det. Det känns som att vi håller på att lyckas med det.
Roberto is awesome as a mixing guy. He's doing a lot of mixing jobs, and this time we figured he's doing all the recordings of all the tracks, and he has the best knowledge of the tracks, why he recorded in a certain way. It's easy for him to actually use that in the mix later on.
We wanted to do it by ourselves in our studio with someone that we know, to have control of the whole thing. And he did a few of the bonus tracks on the last album, and they turned out really good.
We wanted to give Roberto a lot of time to set the basics of the mix, so we didn't have 4 people just hanging over his shoulder and telling him, oh, this is good, this is bad. Just let him do his thing. That's why we are working with him.
Ja, den här gången har jag inte hunnit med några andra referenser än att jag har tagit hem det och lyssnat till mina ganska bra datahögtalare faktiskt. Som brukar vara, det är ju så folk lyssnar nu för tiden. Och det är liksom, det känns som att varför skulle man inte göra det också då? Jag behöver höra musik eller mixarna lite på avstånd sådär. Man står och diskar i köket eller sådär. Det ska ju liksom funka även där, för när man sitter i studion, då sitter man mellan 2 högtalare och bara har allting i ansiktet hela tiden. Men i studion då har jag en stor lyssning då, stora högtalare och väldigt små högtalare som jag alternerar mellan dem. Det ska låta bra i båda högtalarna när man har en bra mix. Så ska det vara.
It feels more focused. I think I leave the studio with 13 songs that I'm equally proud of.